What's going on, YouTube and cryptocurrency family? My name is Harry, and I'm the Crypto Vet. Thank you for tuning back in. I appreciate everybody who gave me the kind words for my knee surgery. Everything went well. I was out yesterday. I actually tweeted out when I guess I was still a little groggy that I would be good to go to stream and do more. I was not. I was not good to go. Still feeling a little out of it today, especially with the pain meds in my leg still hurting a lot and throbbing, but I wanted to make sure I got a video out, so I'm just going to go over stuff pretty quick just on where I think the market's at so people have an idea as far as longing, shorting. Right now, I don't recommend doing it while we're in this indecision mode because I think the bears and the bulls are at about 50%. There's a lot of signs for both up and down. But if you like this content, you like this information, please hit the like, hit the subscribe. Almost to 1,000 subs. I do have a plan to give away and some exciting stuff when we do hit 1,000. So please help me get to there. I do appreciate it. If you're not already, follow me on Twitter at XRP Veterinarian, and links for the Twitch, Discord, and everything are down below. I still am going to try to stream today, but if I don't, it's just because I'm not feeling the best, and I'm probably just going to go lay down. But let's go ahead and get started here on CoinMarketCap. We'll go ahead and refresh this really quick. Currently, Bitcoin dominance is at 60.1%, showing that there will be a little bit of strength for the altcoins. However, we haven't consolidated long enough for me to believe that we're going to start seeing a lot of pumps in the alts just yet, because if Bitcoin, being on the teetering edge, starts to collapse to the downside, we're going to see alts follow with it and bleed probably even more. But right now, we're kind of stagnant. 0%. ETH is having a little bit of a push to the upside. However, I do think we're getting close to a top. Cardano still trying to hold above $1, potentially correcting to the downside as low as about 44 or 45 cents according to the charts. If you guys want me to do a specific video on Cardano, just throw it down in the comments, or any other coins that you would like me to go over in more in depth, since I do stick to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP since I trade those the most. I don't mind going over a lot of the alts. Just got to let me know that that is something you want. And also, if you hop on Twitch, I can go over them live with you at the same time. And then we have XRP, Polkadot up a little bit, and Stellar kind of setting up the same way XRP, looking bullish, but unfortunately, I think we're going to fall off of the cliff with Bitcoin. As far as the biggest gainers, we do have some movers with Ontology, Compound, and then our biggest losers, a couple of the weird swap coins. Engine had a hell of a run, 93% up, only down 8%. Big on NFTs. If you know anything about me in video games, I love the idea that Engine is bringing to this party. So, but let's go ahead and start on Bitcoin. So here I have Bitcoin on the weekly, and last week we formed this bearish engulfing candle. We got to the downside, and now we have 1 day and 6 hours until this weekly candle closes. And unfortunately, we're not forming the best candle, and price action started not the best on the weekend. Liquidity is a little lower on the weekend without institutional traders, so we usually don't see the biggest swings. However, with liquidity being low like this, if things start to go down, we could see it go down much faster due to lower volume. And right now we can see we have this nice wick to the upside where we got bought right back down, and we are struggling right now to get above exactly that point at the $48,000 level. If we go ahead and pull out the daily exponential moving average, we can see that, let me make sure this is correct. Don't believe so. 20 daily, yep. Okay. Just making sure it's in the right spot, and we're currently a little bit above it, but we'll zoom in the moment, but we're still struggling to stay above it at this time. The reason I bring this chart up is because we are slowly losing momentum. I'm still very, very bullish on Bitcoin, and my prediction of over 100K here very soon still stands, and I'm going to go over why I think it can get to that price. But let's go ahead and just zoom in just a tad, and let's see how we're looking as of right now. All right, if we zoom into the daily chart, we can see that we are somehow consolidating here. We had our run up, came down. I consider this to be our relief rally to the upside, and now we are trying to just maintain that 20 daily exponential moving average. We have the weekly down here. We are currently printed a sell signal on the daily, and unless we can maintain this and potentially get a little higher, it won't flip, and we will be going to the downside. And the more that we zoom in to the charts, we can see even more bearish technicals telling us that we have more bears winning right now. So let's go ahead and pull out some of the stuff we have. So if you've been following me on YouTube for the past couple weeks, we drew this little fractal that we've been following where we ran up, we consolidated for about, pump up for about 3 weeks, consolidate for about 2 to 3 weeks, pump up for 2 to 3 weeks, and then consolidate for another 2 to 3 weeks was the guess and estimation. We had our falling wedge pattern, we broke to the upside, however, we did not quite meet our target. And now at this time, we are fighting to stay above this exponential moving average. So where do I think we're going to head now is exactly why I would say to kind of back off and just let other people lose their money and figure out where things are going to go. Because there is a high chance that we could get rejected, and there's also a high chance that we could pump to the upside, make it seem like it's bullish, fall into the bull trap, and come right back down. Or it could just continue to go up, right? So every opportunity is still at play at the moment. And with this information, you don't want to be in the middle of a trade, even though your technicals say it's going to go one way and it's going to go the exact opposite. So looking here at the daily, when we came up, we have two big wicked candles here. One bullish, and then we immediately negated that. And now we're doing another copy. But as of right now, we do have a higher lows being set as well as lower highs. So we are in a symmetrical pattern for the past 5 or 6 days, meaning that we could still go either way. The good news that we do have, because I'm going to go over both scenarios, is that the Senate did pass the stimulus in the United States, the 1.9 trillion, is it trillion? Yeah, $1 trillion worth of stimulus. And the last time that we have had stimulus approved, we have gone on a major run-up right afterwards. However, it will not be passed until next week officially, until President Biden signs that, and it still has to go back to the House and get approved again. So there still is a little bit of a time period, but the estimation for when that's going to happen is going to be the middle of next week. So I have a line here for March 10th. Super exciting, right? More money, stimulate the economy. We're looking like it's going to be opening up here in Texas. They're getting rid of the mask mandate. So hopefully this is the end of that stupid fucking virus and we can all get back to our normal lives. But right now, there's still a lot of fear in the market with the talk of Jerome Powell saying that potentially inflation is going to come back in the short term. Now, does that really affect us that much? No, but it spooked the stock market, causing yield bonds and a whole bunch of other shit to not go the way that they were expecting. And now there's big tech sell-offs and a whole mess of things going on. So as of right now, cryptos are still semi-following whatever the stock market does. So the stock market starts to go down, it's kind of hindering what's happening in the crypto markets. So I do think that we are going to come down a little bit more before we go up. But this is also setting up a perfect scenario for a good double bottom and a good bounce to the upside. So we're going to zoom in just a tad bit more. Let's go to the 4-hour. Now, if we have the 4-hour here, we have a couple patterns that are forming within this drop. We had our falling wedge, we didn't meet the target, but let's go ahead and just say we extend to something like this, because we know we have good confirmation, wicks are above, candle bodies are there. We're in this, in a sense, descending channel, and we can kind of turn this into another falling wedge if we do something like this. So where do we go from here? Let's get rid of this and move around. And we have two things that we can see here. We have a low, we have a lower low, and then a higher low. So we could have a giant reverse head and shoulders pattern forming right here. But for this to actually bust to the upside, we would have to get above the 51,750, let's do 52,000 to call it even. We have to get above the 52,000, confirm it, and then we could have a push to the upside that is actually higher than our previous high, and we could go from there. And within this reverse head and shoulders pattern, we have another reverse head and shoulders, which did not quite play out. The target would have been around 53.8, showing that we do have a lot of resistance right here around the $52,500 region, which you can see from our previous high. And also, if we extend our previous trend from our bullish pennant over here, we can see that that is right where we got rejected at. So there is a lot of volume of money getting ready to sell in this area. So this is a hefty area for us to get above. So we have this reverse head and shoulders, didn't quite play out. Our falling wedge didn't quite play out. So the bears are kind of winning. They're selling early when these patterns do break out to get their money. And as here at the end of this reverse head and shoulders pattern, the big one, as well as this little one, we are now doing the opposite. we're forming a head and shoulders pattern with a clear line of resistance above us. So even here on the 4-hourly, where we have a, as of right now, a bullish engulfing 4-hour candle, right at the 20 daily exponential moving average, we still have a lot of resistance here. And if we do get above it, we could see a major rejection. So we're at that turning point. So if we have signals that are telling us go, and we have signals that are telling us not to, just sit back and wait, right? Just wait for a confirmation. You don't have to trade every day. You don't have to do all this stuff. Holding is going to make you more money than trading anyway, right? So as of right now, I'm waiting to see this. I do expect that we will potentially have a break to the downside. It's more likely. And we can see that with a couple different things. So I do have market cipher up right here. Anytime we've had the blood diamond, we have had a big move to the downside, at least greater than about 3 to 4%. So this move here was 12%. We do have a blood diamond that formed about 6 hours ago, and we have only come down around 3%. I have not seen it on the chart ever without at least a much bigger move, 5 to 6%. So I do think that this is a little bit of a relief rally trying to pump us up, and I don't have much faith that it's going to break to the upside. But since there is a chance, I'm still just sitting the sidelines right now. So there are two ways that we can measure this head and shoulders pattern. We have from this neckline here all the way to the top of the wick. And if we bring this down to here, we can see this is getting close to the box that we drew before. And if we just do candle bodies and say we break the neckline somewhere over here, we are again getting really close to where we could form a very, very nice double bottom here and bounce to the upside. This price action here also coincides with where we were at our previous top. Our previous top for our previous all-time high at around 42,000, and where we found good bounces again at around 42,750. So this would be a very big zone where we could see some good bounces. And if we do hold here and then get above this trend line afterwards, I think it's a very good chance that we could be seeing the trend reversal. I still do think that we are going to come back down to the 42,000, potentially 38. The most bearish target would be as low as the 0 on the fib line. And the reason why would be just a cascade fall off. That is a measured move from the high to the low of this falling pennant here, and it puts us exactly down to the 0, slightly below the weekly exponential moving average. And this would be my most bearish scenario. That puts us down to 28,000. I think we would have a hell of a bounce there, but altcoins and other things would struggle tremendously if we fall to this region. If we look at the VPVR, we are right at the point of control, slightly above it, which is good. Typically when we stay above it, we do have a fight to the upside. But right now we're struggling on the moving average here on the 3-hour. And as well on the 4-hour, we are below it as well. So we're at such a turning point, I do recommend just kind of sitting back and seeing how everything goes. Looking into multiple charts on the same line, we do have the 4-hour on the left, the 15-minute on the right. We are still printing a sell signal overbought on the 4-hour, and we are coming to what looks like to be the climax of the 15-minute, showing that we are losing momentum here. We are slightly above this descending channel. However, we have moving averages, EMA ribbons, and all of this right above us, showing that we could have these big rejections and just pull wicks on the bigger candles, and even though we have more action here. So definitely pay attention to a break below around 47,000. From there, we could see a fall down to our price targets. Bullish momentum does push us up. We have to make sure we can break through the 52,000 and potentially reach our target of 56.8. So like I said, right now is kind of just a turning point. We don't know which way it is going to go. So please be careful, and I said just sit the sidelines, my best bet. But that's going to do it for Bitcoin. I am going to record another video for Ethereum and XRP here in just a minute, so I'll catch you guys in the next one.